Hello everyone, and welcome to my new workshop guide with Glaive Lord and M.A.D. This is going to be interesting. First, we start off with a dart monkey right over here, as top right as possible. Set this guy to last. Get a dart monkey right over here as low as possible. Making sure that the tip of, the hair on his head is just inside of this line right here in the floor. Set him to strong, and then just get another dart right over here as bottom left as possible, and leave this guy on first. These starting dart spots are comparatively easy to most of the other expert maps, but they could still take you a few tries. For round 8, get a fourth dart monkey right over here. Stop right as possible next to your other one, and set this guy to strong. For round 10, get a druid as bottom left as possible right here, to the right of this red motor thingy beneath the track. Before round 14, get a spike factory right over here as bottom right as possible. Yes, we can afford Sada instead, but 15 isn't that consistent with Sada, and we have to get the spike factory anyway, so might as well just get it now. It doesn't hurt. It just makes the early game more consistent. It's nice to have. After 16, you should be able to afford Sada. Just place her here as bottom right as possible. And now we will go for our main early game, which is the Druid of the Jungle. I'll see you on 22 because that's when we have to do something next. The only thing you actually have to do, just Leaping Sword at the start of the round. That will basically clear the entire thing. And then for 23, just get Druid of the Jungle as soon as possible. Your spike pile will get overwhelmed, so just buy it ASAP. And then get Hard Thorns because we want this guy to be able to pop leads. And yeah, that's all we have to do until 36, so see you then. So, for 36, all you gotta do, get a discount village right over here, under this table. You want the spike factory to be in range, obviously. So yeah, get it to Monkey Commerce, and then upgrade your SPAC to 120, and then just for some added safety, Leaping Sword the first wave. That's literally all you gotta do. Without the Leaping Sword, the first wave can be inconsistent because your Jungle Druid isn't attacking the instant the round starts. So yeah, and then just get spiked balls before, just at some point before 40, I guess. And then for round 40, what you gotta do, give your spiked balls a 300 Alchemist, use a reverse motor, and then just Leaping Sword as soon as the game lets you. That should just win. So, on 43, what you gotta do, just Leaping Sword at the start of the round. It basically acts as a second Jungle Druid Vine for a little bit, which is pretty good on rounds like 43. The easiest solution for 46 and 47 is just to use a reverse motor before 46 starts, and then also Leaping Sword on 46. The motor should last into 47, and you want to get spiked mines before 47 starts. Without the motor, 47 is, fairly inconsistent, even with spiked mines. It helps a little bit and won't affect us later on. Okay, so on 54, just to round out our mid-game setup, get Jungle Drums, and then get a Boomerang right over here. Kind of like as bottom left as possible, and then just moved up a little bit so that it has better line of sight. and this table isn't blocking its view for like this left side here. And then get a village right above it. Get it to a 202. And then upgrade this guy to a more glaives with the bottom cross path. Give him a 300 alch buff. And then let's just get a 013 Moab glue set to strong at some point before 55 starts. Yeah, that's all we have to do till 63, so see you then. For 63, the spike pile might not be very good on the first wave, so just use a sword charge to give time for your spike piles to accumulate. Make sure that you use the sword charge on the wave of ceramics and not just a bunch of random leads. I'm pretty sure with the more glaives that just isn't required at all, but I guess it helps. That's basically whatever I say when I do something completely pointless in a guide. It helps, trust me. On 64, the easiest solution here, just Leaping Sword when things start to hit your spike pile. And also, I guess you could use a sword charge if you really want to. I'll see you on 71, because that's when we maybe next have to do something. So for 71, just to be safe, use a sword charge when the Moabs start to hit your spike pile. This, from what I can tell, is not required at all, but I guess it just feels nice to do, I guess. I don't know. Same thing on 73. When the Moabs approach your spike pile, just sword charge them. And then before 74, get Glaive Lord. The run is basically over at this point. Glaive Lord is nuts right now, as I've said in like basically every other recent video. So, yeah. For round 80, all we gotta do, just get 3 204 Moab presses set to strong. And that's like most of the defense we will have for like the rest of the game. Kinda crazy. Get these two here. Check that you can still place a Dartling here in discount range. Ooh, you can even place it above here, that's nice. Just barely though, so if you have to put it here, go for it. And then get a third press right over here. Get your glue to a 024 Relentless glue, and that's like basically our entire late game setup sorted. I did mention that we get M.A.D at the beginning of this. Let's start building into that now. Right over here above your Moab presses, or here if you place your presses wrong and you can't get it under discount range. Just place a Dartling here, get it to Hydra rocket pods, lock it over here, and also get focused firing. Maybe you could put it a little bit higher if you actually want it to do something, but it's not going to contribute anything anyway. And then just get Rocket Storm. We still need a way of like decamoing things so our Glaive Lord's main attack can actually like hit the DDTs, and so our Relentless Glue does anything versus them. So just above your bottom press, get a 030 Cleansing Foam, and set it like right up here. Just slightly off the track. This should be able to affect DDTs and nothing else. Watch Glaive Lord just tear apart ZOMGs. This tower is ridiculous. The only thing it struggles to is DDTs, but that can be solved fairly easily by overloading on DDT support. The fact that the orbitals still hit through this table is actually kind of cool. 95 is actually going to look a lot less close than 90 or 93 because our spike piles actually had time to build up, and DDTs are still going to be hitting our spike pile, but like low health ones. If you feel like too many DDTs are hitting your spike pile though, you can just sword charge to clear them up a little bit. I'm gonna do that personally. Your spike pile should be very healthy though, so don't worry about it. On 96, if you'd like to use an ability on these ZOMGs, go for it. But for 97, you do want to use a Leaping Sword on the fortified ZOMGs, just the second the game lets you. Our damage versus these guys isn't that great, so I guess this helps. And then, for 98, just Leaping Sword. And when the ZOMGs start to, like, approach the Glaive Lord, use the reverse motor. You could use like another Leaping Sword or a Rocket Storm if you'd like, but you should be fine without it. I'm just going to use it for the funnies. Your Spiked Mines will be able to tank a lot. Here on 99, you should be able to get M.A.D. And then, just off cooldown, use another motor. 99 is consistent without the motor. Round 100 is still a little bit sketchy though, so might as well. And then, for 100, just micro your M.A.D. And use the Rocket Storm ability. And boom! You should now have your Workshop Black Border with an overpowered tower and a round 100 damage tower. I hope this guide helps you out in some way. Have a nice rest of your day, and goodbye. The fact that Glaive Lord can save up to M.A.D. on Workshop in a black border is insane. This tower needs to be nerfed. They overtuned this tower just a little bit. Knowing NK, they're going to keep it in this exact state, which honestly I'm not too mad about. It's really, really good for guides. But anyway, yeah, actually goodbye now.